afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland, your Lord and Master. Off here to 2 versus 2 on the fields of Winnekendonk. Yes, indeed, Winnekendonk. Ever classic, I've never heard of, Winnekendonk. In the south, we got the British Guards Army Division here pulling through towards Arnhem, trying to bash away through the German lines, but I found themselves stymied here by counterattack from the 107th Panzer Brigade. In the north, the Germans here with Nicko and Isildur, Oberkommand West and Wehrmacht with Feuersturm, Spec Ops, Overwatch, Blitzkrieg, Spearhead and Jägerarme with mostly infantry versus in the south Ikab and Captain Speirs with double commandos, special weapons, Royal Engineers, Vanguard and Mobile Assault, mostly infantry there as well with a few machine gun and anti-tank gun bulletins as well. Just the distribution of them slightly different. Both British players here seem to be opening up for a double section start with triple section actually there for Ikab. Farther up north here we got Nicko moving up with double Fultz Grenadiers, and we got Isildur moving about here with Grenadiers and MG42s. Swiftly setting out there for Das Vaterland. None of the players here committing so far to adopting the early moments of the game. Some players like to do that, others tend to wait. And of course in team games there might be occasionally more prudence in waiting out a bit. Occasionally, other times just pushing the pedal to the metal can be more effective. And Basel comes flying. Grabbing the southern field point with the Sturmpioneer, noting most of the troops are not nearby immediately to support, though they are taking the calf point. Meanwhile, we got Isildur acting pretty aggressively here. Now, note he's not going for the fuel point, he's pretty much anticipating the profile's going to be heavy here, and there likely to be a lot of section and whatnot, so run and try to fight there, which is not going to be too favourable here for Isildur. He instead heads for the calf point, pretty much forcing then Ikab to attack into the machine gun they're going to use here. So I think that's a pretty good tactical move here in the early game. You can see the allies are pretty much converging aggressively here on Isildur. He will likely have to fall back until Nicko can provide support for him. Double Fultz in there, go to back up Isildur as his group there is falling under assault here. Ikab moving in from one side, Captain Speirs from the other. Double Fultz moving up here in the south, gets skirmishing between the Sturmpioneers, pushes back to section here. Good work there with the Nicko Sturmpioneer. More Grenadiers out there for Isildur. In fact, he's going for a triple Grenadier build here to back up his MD42. Basley's being a slightly hyperactive kitten. Section of Mercer then engaging the Huns here behind some old stacked haystacks. And up here we got further going on there for the Germans. We got more Fultz Grenadiers there for Nicko, more Grenadiers there for Isildur and nothing else. And overall the Allies seem to be more or less pursuing sort of a heavy infantry strategy. Though we got Ikab there going for the Vickers. Captain Speirs seems to be slowly on hold there. Might be planning attacking into a fast sniper with the AC, or maybe just a lot of sappers. Investigating what they can. We've got a lot of forces firing at it. Not really the most effective engagement. In fact, we've got double. Noting it by the way. Investigators up for the Allies this time around. Basil get up, but sadly fails his jump. Tries again. Fultz holding up behind the wreckage of an old truck. Section flanking on the Fultz. We got machine coming up. He likes some Grenadiers around the car point. Again, he's trying to push for it. It seems like he's mostly having success drawing away the Allies from here, so he might be able to push for the fuel point in the north. Heavy fire there. Fultz push back there by the Tommies, and there you go. Punch blast off. Ah, it failed. It failed. A waste of munitions there for Isildur, as the Panzerfaust, it turns out, was a dud. Deck there for Nicko. We got the Schwere Wehrmacht Schlepper on the way. Section flying up behind the Fultz Grenadiers, and they probably need to retreat more as well. Others moving in, and down here we got take up for the Allies. Both have gone for the platoon command post, and we got here Vickers following up for Captain Speirs as well. So in many ways, the build orders remain very much the same, which is obviously not something the Germans can say about them, since, you know, Isildur has no access to Fultz Grenadiers and Nicko has no access to machine guns, or MG42s at least. Wasp out here for Ikab. Might be the Captain Speirs going to go for the Vickers cages to compensate, or they might just go for double Wasps and try to burn them away from the Huns. The cheeky bastards. Bit of a shootout here. Machine sitting up behind the wreckage of an old shot down Stuka. Or Sturzkampfbomber. Nicko going up with the mechanized raiding. That's going to mean most likely Luxus. Possibly Pumas. Maybe a Stuka Fuss. Take up happening for Isildur a bit later. Battle group head or bunker up there. Note the way setting up, they can easily support Nicko as well there with the medics, the Sanitäter. Good teamwork. Got the northern victory point retreat as the section is already affecting the retreat point, and if you don't get attacked by grabbing the fuel point there, there's a small chance he could have risked the white one of the pioneers, which is obviously not something Nicko has much interest in. In the southeast, Dumpine is trying to pull through, but it's intercepted here by Captain Speirs and his brave British boys, leaving the Sturmpanies in a pretty awkward spot. Noting though the fighting around here has actually drawn away most of the British attention towards the area, meaning that the entire southern area, despite being pretty much not defended at all, has not really seen any British incursions until the fighting itself drew over. More forces out there for Nicko. They'll likely be heading southwards there to see off Captain Speirs' advance. Up here we got the light mechanized company. Up we got the mechs there moaning about between all the German infantrymen. Like to make a nice company almost done. So far though, with all the infantry back there, they are not really doing a lot on the front line. I mean, the British can so far very easily and safely advance. As we approach the 6-minute mark, neither player has yet to commit to a doctrine. Bit of skirmishing down south. He's trying to catch them because they're out in the open. Good play there by Nicko, though he does lack, I think, the force to really pull through. He's had most things sort of draw up Captain Speirs for a bit longer, delay and buy time. And we got the looks here, so in fact, he could end up buying time for that. Though obviously the Allies might be pulling for AECs, and there we go. Ikab in this case committing himself to it. Those hand panzers down with the light ones, obviously not the heavy ones. Of course, they need to fall back. Troops running about here, grabbing the victory points there, and the looks is almost done here for Nicko. 2-2 following up there for Isildur as well, plus a mortar grenade effort. Basil pushing down stuff from the desk. The cheeky little kitten, just papers though, nothing vital. They're a bit annoying. That's kittens for you. Troops push back here. We got troops moving about here. So far, the state of the field is pushing a bit back here for the Germans. The Allies are very much on the rise. We can see these are trying to pull through the centre of the Grenadiers here, going for an aggressive push, trying to catch those Tommies off guard and beat them silly with a nice jack boot to the face. Not quite succeeding. They've got the Vickers there. Nice bait by there with Unesco drawing into the Vickers machine gun. Good play there. We got Lux moving from the other side here, catching the Lux on the Unesco there in a bit of an awkward spot to move in as well. We could see he's going to have to move in, and there you go. AC arrives, and that completely sends the situation around here for the German. But there you go. Panzerfaust off. Oh dear, this is going to get ugly. He's going to lose the Lux unless he gets very lucky. Ah, oh, he did it. He did it. One hell of a save there by Nicko, at least. Ah, never mind. Never mind. They didn't probably expect the 6-pounder gun and the AC to move in there, trying to move into the destroy the anti-tank gun before it can destroy the Lux, but no dice, meaning the Germans already down one Lux without really having done any significant damage. I mean, they got the universal carriers, so it's not a total loss, but that's still pretty harsh there. A loss for Nicko. It's not being something he's going to be able to recover from easily here in the face of the Allies. Victory points whilst the Germans remain in lead here versus the Tommies, but we'll have to see how long that lasts. Forces they're being pushed back. Over here, repairs going on for the 2-2. And we got a Pack 40 on the way for Isildur, the Panzerabwehr Kanone 40. And we can see that Captain Speirs is in fact rushing ahead here. He's going for the company command post already. He's going to be pushing out for either Centaur or Cromwell here, and that will try and give the Germans a really, really bad day. Wasp down, so that's both the most carriers down, but there's a good chance of losing the 2-2 there, but no. Ikab veers off, deciding it's not really worth pursuing, and just decides not to go there. Ha! We'll show those hung bastards by driving away. Good showing, Terry, good showing, yes. I was voted most capable driver in Brighton. Sturmpion moving up, following up with the Winnekendonk. Oberleutnant Hartmann there leading the Sturm Pioneers to victorious combat there against the section, pushing them away and opening up the fuel point there for Deutschland once more. In the south east or south centre, Isildur continues his raid tactics with the Grenadiers, trying to find a weak spot and just pry it open. An aggressive fellow, though interesting enough, he's not going for Deutschland that could support this with say G for defeat on the Grenadiers to get some Panzer Grenadiers out. I mean, LMG Grenadiers aren't necessarily the most super useful with those types of tactics. Of course, they're not necessarily super bad either. They're just sort of super average. Folks, they're pursuing the Vickers, trying to get up. There you go, second Vickers out here for Captain Speirs. And it's gonna... Oh no, the folks actually managed past by here. In this case, the ready aim time on the machine gun was simply too slow. And there you go, Vickers almost down already. That is some heavy damage with the full guns. There we go, second Vickers now setting up in the first place, pushing away the Germans finally. Mortar here on the spot for Mr. Isildur, 2 kills. They also suffer quite a bit of damage there from the Tommies, and far up north a few grenadiers, they're poking their heads through with the machine gun to back them up. And here movement as well happening. No mines. So actually no mine. We got S mines, they just didn't briefly see it. A bit of a curious spot to put it down, would have figured Teller mines to be honest. But Isildur is clearly a believer in the S mines, the Speinminen. So they're taking a few hits here. Back here, tech up going on for Isildur. Running ahead of the great tech tree. He's going to move for the medium armor as soon as possible, though of course they're going to be behind the Tommies. Captain Speirs though, actually they're not doing too poorly. They of course costing harassment also made it up for the Tommies just pull ahead. Whereas the Germans have been able to sort of long term defend the fuel point more easily, so they might be actually able to pull out some medium armor here before Captain Speirs is able to get a single tank. That's pretty good for the Germans if that is the case. Pretty bad for the Tommies, and they might want to consider fuel cache to help offset some of this dastardly Hun harassment that's been sort of enacted against them. Port enabling security, got the sniper, got the section moving up here, so Ikab's on the hunt for some Jerry's, and he's got his big rifle out for that. Second going in there for the cuff point, they're trying to favour to the Jerry's, and the south section moving in there as well, ground the victory point there. Mortar firing down deathly on the silly Inselaffen. Back here, troops enemy enforcing. Take up done. Another pioneers on the way there for Isildur, so he doesn't have to retreat this pioneers from the front line, I imagine. Plus, ensures you have 2 pioneers, that way repair armor faster once it does hit the field. 22 running about, and there you go. Captain Speirs pushing for a fast centre, well as fast as possible. I mean, had been able to control the fuel point better, maybe had the fuel cache up, would have been out sooner, but better late than never. And in this case, it's not exactly too late for Captain Speirs at all. So, not too shabby there. Fortunately, in to defend the fuel point there. We got lots of assault rifles. Sturmgewehr 44, pushing back the Tommy bastards with a few well-placed shots. Ooh, S-mines. Nice work. They just laid out small patches of S-mines in sort of terrain where you normally might not pay attention because don't think about it. And got a wipe. Looks like he also got a machine gun team. That's actually some surprisingly effective mining there from Isildur. That's actually really sneaky. Just, random patches of S-mines and nowhere again, just, spots you aren't necessarily paying attention. Then all of a sudden your opponent hits it. That's fiendish. That's fiendish. That's sort of, mustache twirling you're sort of doing late those kind of S-mines down. Yeah, you did not expect Satvon to happen, eh, Captain England? It's Captain Great Britain! Just die, you asshole! And who's dealing with the section we got pushing through the flank here. There we go, Captain Knight's taking off as well. There you go, Centaur to the rescue. To show those Hun bastards the door. To hell.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Pack 4 is ready here to help deal with this Tommy monstrosity. As it begins tearing through the grenadiers, we've got rifle grenades being flung left and right. Machine gun team wiped out again. Isildur's bringing himself to be quite the wiper. Of course, they need to be careful. They could themselves find wiped by the centre, but there you go. Lots of Panzerfaust doing heavy damage here to the centre. And far up north, we got the see a few sections there for Ikab. Nicko is the first player to go for doctrine in this special operations. No vast surprise there. Very common doctrinal choice. But he's going to be installing for the Command Panther. Although he's also going for the battle group headquarters with medics and for the Schwere Wehrmacht Schleppers. I'm not entirely sure what Nicko's strategy is besides maybe Command Panther. Maybe also going with assault rifles. I mean, that could be pretty useful. Could be pretty handy. Grenadiers here finding out versus the sections and the AAC being pushed back there roughly and violently. Multiplier, there continues to be a bit of a problem there for Ikab. Hanging back there with 3 kills. A lot of others experience, and there you go, napping a machine gun away from the Tommies. Good work there by Nicko, good work. And like Kevin over there shooting in the hopes of catching off that AC and knocking it out, and there you go. Gets it, nice work there. You couldn't actually see it through here, but he basically was guessing so how he was moving and just, make the right guesses. So pretty good play there by Nicko, pretty good play. And Isildur has actually pulled straight for the heavy Panzer Corps. He skipped the Supplement Corps, and Light's going to push out a support or Sturmpanzer first, and then likely following up with the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Grenadiers running out there, of course also known as the Panther. The whole naming convention apparently came around thanks to Ferdinand, who called his first heavy tank there the Tiger tank. And while of course his Tiger never really became the thing, apparently the main tank that become the Tiger caught on the name, and then it sort of just became a thing the Germans did, just naming the tanks after animals. So if you want to thank someone for stuff like the Tiger and all that, you can thank Ferdinand Porsche. He might have been terrible at designing tanks that the German industry could actually produce in any numbers, but apparently he knew how to name things. Volksman's advancing, and there goes straight into the centre. Laying down a heavy volume of fire there against the Volksgrenadiers. Immediately finds himself a count here, but Winnekendonk. Noting both Tommy players have a lot of munitions, but not really using them. We're not seeing any Bren guns, we're not seeing any grenades either. Any dogs on abilities. We've got grenades here for Captain Speirs, but I don't really seem to have noticed any grenades actually being lobbed in the general direction of those foul Germans. Over here, the CoH one hit again by harassment viewpoint, also been cut off. You got the Commandos and Royal Engineers almost taking out the Grenadier squad with a single hit. Great work there for Ikab, and the Guards armoured. Another hit there, far up north, pushing for here, and successfully sending those Germans on the run. Ooh, grenades all fine, and there you go, grenade and machine gun. Clearing out there, at least attempting to clear it out with a Mills bomb, but not quite having the impact he'd hoped for. Baker spanking the Pioneers with minesweepers and backup. Centaur with 5 kills, but also roughly halfway to veterans of death, so it's not really the super amazing spots. If there's an entertainer waiting about, they could be in trouble. Captain Speirs putting up the Cromwell, Ikab with nothing else, going for 6-pounder gun. And Isildur's got the Sturmpanzer out, but still no doctrine. But I definitely feel like the Brits need to begin using their munitions a bit more actively. Mines, upgrades, abilities, things. And so Nicko could also benefit from using some of his munitions a bit more active as well. Maybe some mines, some Schuminen. There you go, Sturmpanzer shoots and sends the Tommies running. Yeah, that was a warning shot. That one too. Those are not warning shots, Helmut. You're just a terrible shot. Keep quiet, Dietrich. I'm trying to look cool here and merciful at the same time. Another Cromwell here for Captain Speirs, but there you go. Cromwell going straight for the Sturmpanzer, leaving Isildur's Sturmpanzer in a pretty bad spot. A bit the risk of doing it about like this in these situations. If your opponent hits it with a tank, there's a good chance of losing if you're not lucky or care really good. Section pushing through here. Captain Speirs is on the offensive once more. The German line in the centre slightly gives away. Straight into the machine gun here around the centre though. Fighting in the trenches for survival. Oh dear folks, they're being attacked by the Cromwell. In fact, very close to the S-mine field. Could risk having the S-mine set off while they're running through it, which would be quite unpleasant for the Germans. So a pretty great experience for the British. While up north, fighting continues here, and there goes going to this repulsed by the Cromwell, backed up with some infantry. Still lots of munitions being floated here by both British players. The assault here is not quite succeeding. They might try a deeper flank through here, or sort of trying to swing in elsewhere. Or they might have to consider again some sort of doctoral support. I mean, Commander Regiment I think would be a great choice for either play, in which case either smoke rate operation that way obscure the German lines of fire could be amazing, or more to cover. In fact, a combination of both could be pretty potent. Another option could be a mobile assault with a land mattress. I suppose Vanguard operation, but I do think one of them should go for commandos and then sort of open up for a smoke rate operation, in which case they could probably make a pretty big push in concert against the Germans, as they suddenly find all their weaponry a lot less effective since they can't see the bloody Tommies until it's too late. So that could be one way of, I think, doing it there for the British, but so far it seems to be a bit lacking there in any sort of greater plan. Another pack for Isildur. I mean, he's a bit off there from a Panther, so it makes sense if he wants to bring up one of the tank weapons. Farther north, we got some pressure there from the British on the Germans. Very good, very good. Good from the northern German lines. In fact, seems what he's doing there. It's a good play by Ikab. There you go, Captain Speirs does go for commandos. Excellent. Excellent. Obviously, of course, we make good use of it, but it's a start. Ultimately, the Germans have in fact gone for it, and we got here Assault boosting his troops there. For a nice big push, strengthening their will to destroy the Germans. So obviously it makes an impact far up north. Ikab pushing through, looks like we're successfully pushing through in the centre. We could see the Winnekendonk taken out, which would be great here for the Allies. And there you go, Cromwell outflying the machine gun. We've got troops moving up straight to the centre as well here. We got 10 kills, and we got also choice here. It is Blitzkrieg. Unfortunately, being slowly obliterated by the centre. And Nicko here is going for the Command Panther. And there we go. We could see a go wipe there. Oh, close, close. Does Jürgen make it? No. He bloody well does. Pretty lucky there for Nicko. Pretty lucky. Fortunately, they are not lucky as they're getting sawn apart there by the centre's twin posting guns. 20mm anti-aircraft guns. Fortunately, being blasted here by the Cromwell. Panther moving in there to stop this affront to the German Reich. Oh, we could see a wipe in the machine gun. Pretty great stuff there for the Allies. Quickly nabbing it with the sappers. Very good work there, very good work. Victory point wise, they are far behind the Germans. They need to, I think, put in some good work there. And we've got Royal Engineers here for Ikab. Interesting choice in the current situation. Grenade here will probably help from the south. They're finding going on. Got the Spec punch calls covering the few points they can't harass. And in fact, Nicko's forming up a pretty tight core here that's going to be difficult for the Allies to deal with. They're going to have to push hard for the straight punted quarters with a lot of armor and anti-tank to quickly bring them down. But here around the 20-minute mark, all players have chosen a doctrine. So we'll certainly be interested to see how they work them out. Smoke here. A little bit of soft around the Cromwell.
Trying to take it.
No sort of choices here being made in terms of specialization from other British players. Though we got bolstering on the way there for Captain Speirs to support his aggressive plays. Losing points in the south, need to get the troops into counterattack and push back the Germans, keep their flow open of munitions and other fun things. Grenade assault here, but misses all of Ikab's troops. There'll be much of them losing some troops, and some of them are in a pretty bad spot and pretty low on health. Centre almost done. We got the super going up. Command Panther being pushed back slowly but steadily. Does not wish to risk it. Probably something to do with being under fire from several anti-tank guns. And the Command Panther's down a big loss for Nicko and for the German army. Pioneers moving up with flamethrowers packed up by gun leaders with light machine guns, taking out a biggest machine gun. Sturm Panzer moving up here, blasting away at those infernal Englishmen. Gaining veterans one in the process. Mortar cover called in here to basically break up the German lines of defence. Pushing away a lot of German defenders here, though obviously how long-term effect that is. In the south, Captain Speirs continues onwards. And an aviary out here for Ikab, which is to annihilate German defences and, more importantly, Germans. Bit of shooting there. Got the aviary moving ahead here. One of what was known as Hobart's Funnies. This is specialised vehicles for the invasion of Normandy. Fun little fact there. Machine guns flying here. We got pushing up here against the section here. Grenade could be good here for Captain Speirs to flush them out. And I'm pushing to the north here. We got the Panther wing to flush it out. So we got Panther out for Isildur. Very good. The Panzer Kampfwagen 5 adding the Pinnacle machine gun. Also good victory points wise, 165 versus 390. Light infantry Geschütz hoping to hit something, but it's so far not making the biggest splash. on the Tommies. Bit slow response here. I mean, they are shot awfully low on victory points. They really should want to keep up the bleed here on those dastardly Germans. Command Panther, or regular Panther moving ahead here. Sturmpanzer over there for Isildur as well. As for Nicko, might go for another Command Panther. Could just decide to go for a regular one first, since that's going to be out faster. Here we got this Tommies being opened up on by the Sturmpanzer. High explosive rounds hurled through the air. There we go, Tommies pushed back as the Panther advances back up. Plenty of German infantry, a small Sturmgruppe there from Isildur. Avery is not making a massive splash so far. 3 kills, not a lot of damage. I mean, it's better than doing nothing. Well, obviously, you could probably want more from it. McKenna with machine gun hanging back. We got the Centaur moving up. Could try, there we go, use strafing fire to take it out. Though he's actually missing it more like, oh, there we go, almost got the McKenna close, but not quite fully actuated. Still gains eventually 2 from it. McKenna wiped out, good work. Section firing in the centre, doesn't have enough munitions for the artillery to maybe that way open up things, and there you go, close to being wiped out. Avery though is ready again. Gondoliers could find themselves exploded if they're not careful. There you go, retreating very fast. Panther to the rescue as well here. Shots fired there as well. In the south, making good progress. Seems like they're going up in the centre for now. Not a bad idea at all. Should be careful about just fighting here with the Germans. Can easily coordinate the defences. They should try and force them into more awkward positions. Then should make for the bigger push. In the south centre, he's tank through as many Fultons as possible. Almost getting a wipe once more, but not quite. The Kevin on the flank and on the spot. And there we go. Isildur decides to go for a finishing blow here. Colts in the Stukas. But with the centre nearby, they could actually be quickly shot down since the centre is really good at that. But I guess it wasn't needed in the end. Was not needed since like was able to finish off fast enough alongside the Stukas. So the centre's going to be a bit of a miss here. Not much use, though. Might still be able to shoot them down, but it's too late. That's some pretty bad luck with the centre not actually shooting down anything. Normally it tends to be a lot faster than expeditors. Panther Sturmpanzer moving up here for Isildur for the 107th Panzer Brigade. Nicko here could go for a regular Panther, though of course he might be more likely to go for the Command Panther. Closing in between 2 on the Sturmpanzer. Down here, points being secured. We've got a few Fultons held up inside the house to stall the Englishmen. Prevent them from advancing too far. There you go, grenades off. Captain Speirs tries his best, but mostly just blows up furniture. Sturmpanzer working there, go wipes one of Ikab's sections entirely. Nice work there by Isildur, and nice work. Second moving about, grabbing the point here. We've got Sturmpanzer staying to the centre here. Halfway to veteran the fleet. Being slowly murdered by vicious and unrelenting fire there from the centre. Sturmpanzer slowly closing eventually 2 around here. We got a bit of shooting going on as well. They Cromwell eventually 2. ADRE 6 kills is not really making the biggest of impacts still. Isildur following up with a Panzer there. They could have committed to another Panther. I think that would have been a bit more useful, but ultimately it is Isildur's decision. And there you go, Nicko's going to go for the Command Panther. Unless he's actually planning for a King Tiger now. I mean, he could go for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. Not entirely sure of the time he's falling right for it. Avery trying to get a wipe there. Doesn't quite work out. Gets a few kills, but nothing says. And got the Panther pursuing its quarry. But is instead met with a wall of armor-piercing rounds, which does convince the Panther commander, Oberleutnant Heinz, to fall back. Got the Farfly on the move, hit back up at the centre. Gondoliers immediately being met with a hailstorm of death there from the centre. Alright, I don't want any Huns alive once we're done firing this gun. Alright. Troops going through here, a big push there, from a minor push from Nicko. But certainly the way he's not going for the command panther, which I think sort of indicates he's very much playing for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. It'll be interesting to see how he makes use of that one. Isildur meanwhile continuing up here very slowly, moving ahead with the Sturmpanzer backed up by the Panther. Again, over lands a hit here on the center. Because they're doing a good job for the German army. And there you go, Panzerwerfer off. Trying to catch all these infantrymen, and there you go, gets a wipe down to Captain Speirs, leaving him a bit sad as his men get churned into nothing. No turn at commandos though here from Captain Speirs. He might want to consider a few up north victory point, then in fact all 3 victory points are quickly falling into the hands of the German army. Just 100 points left versus the Germans 360. If nothing needs to be changed in British tactics and strategy overall, this is not looking amazing. Unless you're the Germans, in which case it is. My God, this is wunderbar. It's like the Tommies are just trying to get themselves killed, yeah. Got the Firefly moving up in the far north. We got the AWE there, repulsing any Germans just with its mere sight. There we go. Nicko's King Tiger's out, the Königstiger. Tiger 2. Adding the penal machine gun to it, equipped with a high velocity 8mm gun. Same as used in the Yak Panther and many other German vehicles. Note the tracks on the turret are baited there to most likely just help protect the turret a bit more. A lot of tank crews would usually use spare tank links and the like to, you know, add a bit of extra armor to the tank, at least in theory. Other methods used were sandbags or pieces of wood. Just a little fun fact there. Need to get that mortar crew out there. Oh, too late wipe here with the double cromwells. Got pushed there by Ikab. Got the double packs opening up. He's going to have to retreat fast to take it out with this AVRE, but does not decide to do so. Cromwell down here, ambushed by the Pack 40s. Isildur was able to cut it down. And got the King Tiger moving for the centre. Got air support in the south here as well. Not really making much of an impact as there's nothing for the aircraft to shoot at. AVRE's getting off the King Tiger support there from the British anti-tank guns, forming up a nice little anti-tank front there. 56 though versus 353, and we got more to the fire here. And there we go, Cromwell downstorm. Oh, Avia gets off a good hit here, getting numerous kills this time around. Very good, but probably not enough. The packs are still operable for starters. Still got the centre victory point, got the northern one, might want to try and grab the southern one. We got flares off here from Nicko. Moving, centre moving ahead, there we go. Veteran defeat is in fact very much reality. 37 kills as well, really just making an impact on the Germans. Winnekendonk creeping up, but gets spotted here, spotted and dealt with. Nice work there by Captain Speirs, less nice there by Nicko. Up north got the section down to just one man, holding out in a bombed out house against a large amount of angry Germans with light machine guns. But Avia here to the rescue. Another Cromwell there for Ikab, having lost all of his previous armoured units. He might want to consider going for commons instead, that could be an idea. And lost a section. Another blow there to Ikab, to the guards armoured. Noting neither British players yet to choose specialisation. More flares off there from Nicko. Trying to catch him in retreat, but sadly that really did not make much of an impression upon the Grenadiers. Nice hit there, Sturmpanzer getting better than 2. 6-pounder gun needs to fall back before. Oh, never mind, it's the crew's obliterated. Center moving up again for the Grenadiers. And there you go, we got striking fire. Not quite the best aim this time around. Also seems to have bugged up a bit. Panther continues to fight the good fight here for the German army. Pushing back the AVE and gaining veterancy 1. Splendid. Gets in the King Tiger with the anti-tank guns. Double orders are not here by for Nicko with infrared assault rifles.
Jerry has 300 points remaining.
300 points left. British are certainly beginning to beat up the Germans a bit, but there's still quite a difference between the two, and they need to be mindful. Any mistakes could be costly here for the British. Very costly. Grenade exchange. Sturmpanzer halfway done. King Tiger rolling about in the south. The Orbs gun pushed back. Centaur on the move here. 37 kills still. Far up north, there's not actually a lot of action going on. Could consider maybe making another push there with Ikab and maybe some proper armor. But still looks like no specialization has been chosen. We got a forward assembly up here for Captain Speirs to back up himself and his teammate. Very good play there. Very good play. Though still, no Bren guns or Piets or anything like that, and Ikab is in fact filling quite a bit of munitions. Not entirely sure what's up with that. Nicko's King Tiger that continues to advance here through British lines. And far up north here, AVE versus the Panther. Nice flank here, but also risking blasted up by the AVE. Oh, got the Grenadiers swapped the retreat using the AVE. Good play there by Ikab, good play. Nothing huge, but still getting a lot against the Germans will make an impact until there's more. Isildur flowing a bit of resources, might be planning what next move there could be. So we'll see what it ends up being. Though some Panzer Grenadiers could be a good choice. Firefly there, veterancy 1, but really not a single kill yet. Sturmpanzer getting too close against glass, but the anti-tank let's go take a hit there from the Firefly. There we go, there we go. Good work. Noting that Isildur actually lost his previous Sturmpanzer and has forced to replace it. King Tiger on the move, but it is close to veterancy 1, but also close to death. So Nicko there promised to back off for a while and repair. Noting now we get one for Ikab as well, so apparently they both got forward assemblies up now. Curious choice there. Particularly considering how close they are to each other. But I guess that is life. We got 55 versus 244. I mean, they are bleeding out the Germans, but it's still happening at a pretty slow pace. And they're themselves pretty low, so they need to sort of, shall say, force them down faster. Winner's been murdered here by the Centaur. Eventually 38 kills. Excellent work there. Excellent work. Far up north, bit of skirmishing here. Smoke screens off here to help repair the tanks. And someone's gone for hammer tactics. It is Captain Speirs. There might be a common on the way there, which could be pretty good if used correctly. Ooh, Sturmpanzer at work. Down here, not much else going on. Ports are being defended by the Obersoldaten, at least for now. As the Allies continue to put most of the resources into the centre run and trying to hit the other victory points, where the Germans aren't quite as, shall I say, strong or organised. So in that regard, they're not making the best of progress and are possibly helping the Germans out just a bit. You got 50 points left here more so for the Tommies. Versus the Germans from 35. Ooh, explosion went off there, but no wipe on Isildur's beleaguered Grenadiers. In the centre, Centaur versus the King Tiger. King Tiger gaining veterancy 1, giving access to the Blitzkrieg or combat blitz. Firefly being up closing in Veteran 2, and we got air recons out here for Isildur to look in for targets. In this case, I imagine for some air support. Cheeky Isildur, but effective Isildur. And there you go up north. Trying to take out that ADRE here with the Panther and the support of the Luftwaffe. Almost got it, almost got it. But looks like he has to fall back. Simply too many German allied anti-tank weapons. It didn't quite work out there for Isildur. They might still get lucky and the air recon can spot something, but nope, it all got shot down. Maybe not, maybe not. He got one of the Kanonenvogel making for a passy, and Foliage saved the church. You're pretty damn close. 24 points left here for the Allies. Again, needs to be, I think, an aggressive change in tactics. Got Commandos out from Speirs directly on the victory point. He is desperate. We're supposed to land on that small point. Yes. British Isles depend on it. Good work, man. Not good luck. Oh, bother. Got the King Tiger moving in there. 7 kills. Veterans, you won. That is one big kitty cat. And we got going here for the Commanders, and almost wipes on the single shot there from the high velocity 88mm gun. Pretty bad news there for Captain Speirs. Pretty bad news. Great though for Nicko. Sturmpanzer flying around the centre there. 4 kills, 5 kills. They do seem very intent on feeding the Germans in the centre. And really should be much more careful. They got the Panther flank in there. Veteran 2 going here for the centre. Got 43 kills by the way. Captain Speirs has done good work with it. And we got a air supremacy operation out here from the Allies. On the centre victory point, good God! Almost got several squads wiped, only I think got one Grenadier wiped in, but still pushing away from the centre. And went in there for flames more support. I think they might not have been coordinating quite as well as there. I think had he been able to coordinate better, they probably had a bigger impact, but still. Taking out at least one Grenadier squad, depleting several other units, could buy some time there to make some good advances for the Commonwealth. 200 points left there for Isildur and for Nicko for the 107th Panzer Brigade. Heavy support here by King Tiger. Noting that Isildur is now committed to command Panzer IV. Befehls Panzerwagen. AV crumbling about. We got hammer taxes, but so far no hammer tanks there from Captain Speirs. There's no comets, and Ikab still remains reluctant to commit to anything in terms of specializations. King Tiger there catching some Tommies and denying them the ability to live, or at least attempting to. Another cromwell there for Ikab. That's going to be 3 cromwells and an AVRE. We've got the Firefly there. It's the King Tiger's already taking heavy hits there. Very little health left. Oh, Blitzkrieg, and he gets the Firefly. Aggressive push there by Nicko, leaving Captain Speirs without his tank destroyer. And in the centre there, Panzer IV knocked out. Bit of loss there for Isildur, who still has most of his armour force here. Panther, directly here from the ADRE, but it survives. It lives. Panther fire there to support the King Tiger's action here through the south centre. Still taking a lot of damage. And Isildur commits to a second Panther. That's going to be double Panthers out here for the German army in one player. King Tiger being flanked with Kevin needs to get out of there. I think he should just combat Blitz out of there as first opportunity. Go ahead on the Winnekendonk for that. Buys himself some more time so that should crew it. Section for that Winnekendonk. We've got the Artillery running down. Reinforcement here with the Obersoldaten. Going, of course, is actually set up for the retreat point, which does slow down the reinforcement speed of any unit, so it is worth keeping in mind. AVRE being pushed back, Pack 40 landing a good hit there. Noting investing in your fleet. AVRE though almost dead, but Ikab managed to pull it back there. Nice work. Still wish we saw some more flanking from the Tommies, at least some of the smoke screens. They seem rather reluctant. There he goes, centre tank head on. We got Cromwell backing up. He's going to go for staying fire. OD seems to have not been quite angled correctly, so it doesn't quite hit the Pack 40s. 46 kills there. Going straight for the line gun. We got the Cromwell down. Tank fire there from above. Got the sentinel in the spot to try and stop it. 8 vehicles down, most of them most likely Stukas. And another one joins there. Good job with that anti-aircraft tank crew. I mean, really, that is a lot of kills. It just shows how lethal the Centaur is. Grenadiers on the way there for Isildur. Right, should have placed the losses, but no Panzer Grenadiers. But we can see the Allies are actually closing the lead between them and the Germans quite well. The Germans have actually been increasingly focused too much on the centre as well, actually giving no thought here to the victory points here, which is pretty great for the Allies. And again, if they can just keep a large force occupying a smaller spot and they can just hold the rest of the map, they could theoretically lead them out. I mean, right now there's quite a force disparity, so the better they can keep the Germans there pointed down, great. But they should be careful they don't lose so many resources there, because otherwise they will get steamrolled. So it's a bit of a tricky balance here for Ikab and Captain Speirs versus Nicko and Isildur. Can they balance this correctly? Can they hold the line? And then 4 points left. We got the double orbital garden with infantry Sturmgewehrs. And there you go. Cromwell straight into heavy front. And this is getting this bit the issue here. They're attacking head on. At some point there's just going to be so many anti-tank defenses. They're going to get obliterated. This is sort of where they need smoke screens, where they need proper flanks. We got a lot of Panther forces now on the way for Nicko. No Panthers for him. Noting that Isildur's first Panther is now actually at the ace level. Very good work there, very good work. King Tiger shoots, misses. 20 kills, 22, not bad at all. But for Nicko there, not bad. And we got the Struggers of us there laying down some death. Ooh, direct hit taking out a section. Pretty good work there for Nicko. Bad luck there for Ikab, who's actually got only sappers and support weapons left, and a ADRE. King Tiger on bat is taking incredible damage here from the anti-tank weapons. Second Panther almost done. Panther good to go. 81 versus 22. Again, if the Germans keep their eyes focused on the centre here, the Allies could actually win this. Like, the Germans need to get out of their time vision. But there you go. We got Isildur launching assault here. The Panther back up. I think the squad moving here from the northern victory point clears out the machine gun there. And in very much obvious position. So to an extent, Ikab probably should have anticipated it. Same time the centre hits here from the Panther. And we got more to cover here to try and sort of run the Germans stay as they push for the centre victory point. On the south, the Germans also making moves there. Good play there by Nicko. And in the centre we got the mortar car raining down the support weapons and whatnot. There you go. Pioneer suffering heavy casualties, trying to repair the King Tiger. Panther on the prowl here, looking out for easy targets. In fact, got the Ace Panther making a very deep flank there for Isildur. Bold move, and there you go. Centaurs, or ADRE spotted. Centaur goes flying back here. Pulling back the Panther. Not entirely sure what he's playing here with the Ace Panther now, since the first one's getting out of there. And now his Ace Panther's behind enemy lines, but looks like he can still try and get it. Relying on the Ace one here for the high rate of fire. Almost got it. Almost got it. Oh, there we go. Gets the area. Quite a loss there for Ikab. Quite a loss. He's barely got anything left now. It's now up to Captain Speirs to an extent, at least to buy time. But of course, time is the one thing you don't have. They're down to 12 versus the Germans 66. Again, they're able to really close down the lead, but the Germans are very much intent on finishing the job now. Ace Panther moving in here. As the attention is drawn to the front once was Nicko assault. Very good play there. Moving up behind the centre, trying to take it out with the Ace Panther. Almost got it. One more hit, and at this range it should be very much impossible to miss. And there, good guess the centre. 8 kills on the Panther. Comet out here for Speirs, but it feels a bit late. There you go. We got 2 Panthers now focusing down. Artillery raining down on the Comet as well. And there you go. Comet down. Quite a blow there to Captain Speirs to the British Army. The Guards' army has been shattered here by the Germans' counterattack. And there we go. GG. Game over. A brutal slaughter right here on the fields of Winnekendonk with heavy casualties on both sides. And then the Germans were able to pull through, though it was pretty close to for Nicko. I mean, in fact, the Germans even had a negative kill-death ratio a bit. Captain Speirs the one with the most kills, but also the most casualties. And, well, in fact, only one actually had a positive kill-death ratio, and that's Nicko, and even that was bare. Then, I mean, they somehow managed to more or less almost lose more than the kills. Obviously, something's not quite right there. The math is a bit off, if you will. Still, a brutal fight right here on fields of Winnekendonk. In the end, I think that Allies suffered a bit from just being too tied down around the centre victory point for too long, not making use of smoke screens as a other measure of, cutting down the German incoming fires to make pushes. Should have flanked more to try to outmove the Germans more. I think had done better than I think also earlier doctrines and maybe some Bren guns could have a bigger impact. The Germans, I think, handled nicely, though late game there they did struggle as well with tunnel vision, though they were at least able to come out, I think, more efficient and that way win the game out due to their previous advantage. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial Lengthening Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, subscribe, like, share, and all that. This is Imperial Lengthening signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another signing episode. Bye.